Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another great show here on Channel 15. Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
It is already. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, old man. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We're just doing a little testing on our Facebook feed this morning. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show.
I was supposed to have theme music. Where's my theme music?
Well, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our, is this Hump Day?
That's what they say.
It's our Hump Day edition.
That's right.
Maybe I should start over. Right. Well, good morning, everyone, and we are here this morning, a little bit different. Welcome.
I am not Pete Wilson.
You are not Pete Wilson, but just equally as beautiful. Well, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show with our good friend Pete Wilson here to start off the morning news update. And the morning, I'm so out of whack. Here we are live. Callahan Hardware. Woo!
So now you're poking him with a stick. What does that do?
What? Malachi? What? I can't believe you didn't see him this whole time. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our sunny Monday edition of the Cable Channel 15 Morning Show. I don't know what this strain there, but we'll take it.
I think it's called sunshine, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but no, it's sunny out there today, and it looks like it's going to be pretty sunny for the day. Not super warm or anything, but we'll take some sunshine.
We sure will.
Oh, thanks a lot, guys. Make me cry. Well, happy everybody. Good morning.
Wow, you make the rounds, don't you?
I guess so. It's a little humbling to see younger, skinnier Jen too.
I hadn't noticed that.
Thanks, Pete. No, happy Thursday, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV. Of course, Jennifer here to start our morning with our good friend Pete Wilson, who is full of it with news this morning.
Okay, we do have something to go through here, so we'll get right at it. All right.
That's right.
Okay. Of course, earlier in the week, the two suspects.
I'm gonna kill you guys.
In the.
Oh.
I'm not supposed to.
Hi, Katie.
I'm not supposed to laugh when I'm talking about
a
shooting.
I'm sorry. Right? We need to get serious here, you guys. Come on now.
All right. Well, anyway, the two suspects in the in last week's Glenroy shooting episode, that's a father-son, yeah. Larry E. Farmer and Larry Jason Farmer. Remember, both of them on consecutive days earlier this week turned themselves in after being fugitives, so to speak, for two or 3 days and through the weekend. They gave themselves up. They have both been in court. The most recent development occurred on Wednesday when Larry Jason Farmer, that is the son, he's age 37, his address is Sour Run Road, Jackson. He was in court for an arraignment. That is where you make an initial plea, bond is taken care of. And because of some things that happened in his past on the criminal side, he got a higher bond than his father did. His father is in the Jackson County Correctional Facility on a $1 million bond. Larry Jason Farmer has a $2 million bond. A $2 million bond.
Why, Pete? I'm just.
It's because
either way is a lot, but
right. It is because of things in the past where he was a convicted felon. There was a sex offense back in 2004. He had a prior misdemeanor level attempted assault conviction.
I see.
Priors then. A crime of violence, right? And the state had initially requested a $5 million bond. And Judge Mark Music settled on a $2 million bond. And so both the father and son are in custody on that case. And just going back really quickly, this was an incident last week at a Center Street residence in Glenroy, where the farmers allegedly fired multiple shots towards the victim, whose name has not been released yet. And nobody was hit with any bullets or anything like that.
Yes,
but,
thank goodness.
but
no one was hurt.
The suspects were identified. They were the subject not of a manhunt, but they were certainly looking for these suspects. Their pictures were put out. And as it turned out, they end up turning themselves in earlier in the week. So both are in custody. We'll, of course, be watching that case. All right, in Jackson, if you've driven along Bridge Street there at Water Street, you've no doubt seen the progress, the very quick progress in recent weeks of the new Dollar General store.
It is, yes, there it is. We were talking about it yesterday with Phil, and I said, if you haven't been on that street for even just like a couple of weeks, you're going to drive down that street and be like, whoa. Yeah.
Right. And
so there it is.
Right, there,
that's what we're talking about.
Right. There it is. And since we took that picture earlier in the week, it's changed again.
Oh, really?
Right. I mean, it is going up fast. A store spokesman, not from the corporate, but a store spokesman let us know that, it could be open before the end of July. The store.
What?
Before the end of July, possibly.
What? Okay.
Well, they had aimed originally for June, but there was some holdups in construction because of the location, some gas lines on the property. They had to readjust exactly where the store was going to set, or they had to readjust the gas lines. One or the other, it held things up. And so now it is going up. They built these stores before, and so it's on basically a formula, a blueprint that they have, and it can go up really fast. Yesterday, the corporate hedged a little bit when they officially put out a statement for us. They said, hopefully before the end of the summer, unless there are weather and construction-related issues, which, if you're in the construction business, there are things sometimes out of your control there.
100%.
The weather, of course, being one of those variants for sure.
Yes.
But, of course, a lot of questions. This is on the tip of everybody's tongue when they talk about it. Well, there's another Dollar General store in Jackson, a new one, a semi-new one, built 5 or 6 years ago on South Street.
A few years old.
There was a lot of speculation and assumptions that the new store would replace that one. Well, there's going to be 2 of them in Jackson, even though they're about a mile apart, maybe not even that far. So, very interesting. We have not been able to have a conversation or an interview with the Dollar General people to ask, what the thinking is, but you can guarantee with all the stores they have all over the country, it's a national chain, especially in the East and Midwest and Southeast.
They're not crazy, Pete.
No, they have a formula. They do their numbers crunching, and I'm sure that they feel that it can be a success. As a matter of fact, they have 858 locations now just in the state of Ohio.
Wow.
Dollar General. And they have many other stores in the area. In addition to the one already in Jackson, they have a store in Wellston, Colton, Hamden, Beaver, MacArthur, Bidwell, and Oak Hill.
If you think about that, 858, that's roughly, 10 per county?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's
right.
That's a lot of stores.
Right.
Which I know some counties are bigger than others, but.
Right. And they really do aim not only for the smaller towns, but the villages and even the hamlets. That's kind of their niche.
Drive to Chillicothe, there's one right off the highway in Richmonddale, right?
Right.
So it's, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Everywhere.
And one of their competitors, Family Dollar, kind of uses the same blueprint as far as their business approach. And then, of course, you've got Dollar Tree, too, that is in that niche as well. So, and we've got them all. Mm-hmm. All right. So, we'll keep up on that and let you know when it is going to open. We want to remind everybody that in the village of MacArthur, a culvert replacement project is going on. It's on U.S. Route 50, where the main eatery is, and U.S. Route 50 is West Main Street in MacArthur, and right now traffic is being maintained in one lane, but it's very busy through there. That is a main thoroughfare, and there really isn't other options to kind of go around that construction.
So if you're going from Jackson toward MacArthur, is that would you turn right or
that
left?
Would be to the left. That would be to the left.
Toward like Ramey's out that way.
Right,
Or-
the stoplight there, right in the middle of town where the courthouse is.
yeah.
That's where a 93 intersects with 50. You'll take the left-hand turn, and you'll go about a half mile, and that is where this construction
Okay.
location is. It's about halfway out to the schools out there.
Yeah.
This is now culvert replacement project is sounds pretty routine and boring. This is very, very important to the village of MacArthur because that culvert was failing. They didn't want to see it collapse and maybe close the road permanently because, like I have said before, there and we said on different news reports and in the paper, there just isn't a really convenient, easy detour, and that is, of course, a U.S. route through there as well.
Mhm.
And so they were proactive, trying to fix the culvert. Now they are maintaining traffic in one lane, but because it is busy through there, you can perhaps maybe expect delays, as one lane goes and the other, while the other lane stops there. It is one lane traffic there. Not sure how long that project will go, but it is a very important thing for the village of MacArthur, for the through motorists, for the businesses, and of course they do want to have it done in plenty of time before schools open.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, is there a like around the block kind of thing or whatever, but
There really isn't, I'm told, a very good detour at all. You really have to loop around far.
Okay.
It isn't, how you can go on the local side streets and go around it.
Right.
Apparently, that's not in play. The way things are laid out there. U.S. Route 50, very important. Okay, well, our neighbors here, our longtime neighbors and good friends at Call Auto Sales.
yes,
We know that they, of course,
we miss you guys.
right, they closed last September, where our good friend Dan Morrow has been over there many days since then,
Yes.
inventorying all the equipment and parts they had left. And there is, if you're watching on TV and on your computer monitor on Facebook, there is Dan on the right. He is the current president and co-owner of Call Auto Sales. That is his good friend Marty Ross, who helped him over there in this big project where they've got all the parts together. They've inventoried them, they've marked them. They've done the same thing with some very valuable equipment over there, and they're going to have a big auction on
That's
Saturday.
right, and it's Saturday.
It's this Saturday. It starts at 10 o'clock right next door here at the corner of Main and Church Streets, and that building, which is the used car office and detail building, across the street. You got the bank right across the street, but then just to the right there, if you're looking from Main Street, that is the used car building. There's also a lot there where they park some of the used cars. That is going to be sold at a live auction. That is part of the big day on Saturday for Call Auto Sales. There's a minimum bid, of course, in place, but that building will be sold to the highest bidder. And
what is the minimum bid?
I do not know what the minimum bid is, but it's fairly low. I'm sure they're going to get the minimum bid. And Dan has told me that they've had interest in that property, maybe as much for the property there and the location as it is for the building, depending on what you might want to do. The building might work for you, but regardless, that is a pretty big area right there. If you look behind the building, it goes all the way to Court Street there on the other side.
A lot of cars fit on that lot.
A lot of cars, and there's a lot of people who have eyed that property for a specific use or maybe as an investment. So we'll see what happens there. Preston Mustard's going to be doing the auction. It's going to be at noon. However far they get with the parts, from 10 o'clock to noon, they're going to stop right before noon, walk across the street, and do the auction of the property over
at
there,
noon.
The building and the lot. And then they'll go back over here to Call Auto Sales and do equipment and any parts that they had not sold. Equipment is after the real estate across the street there.
And when you say equipment, you mean like car lifts and things like that, right?
Yes.
Like, I mean, all the stuff that they used to work on vehicles and,
Right.
and all that heavy duty stuff.
Right. It's
Air compressors.
Some of it is,
and...
some of it is specialized, but it's also very valuable. And the parts they have, they're practically all new. So, you have some value there. You probably get one heck of a deal on what they have. And I've been over there and looked. They have a lot. You saw that picture. It was stacked up almost as high as they were, that one pile. So that will be going on Saturday. And they're going to have another auction, date not set yet, for more historical items that they have in here. They have a lot of things that people have asked about for souvenirs, historical value, personal interest. They're going to even auction that off, but that will not be on Saturday. That will be at another time. And eventually, the big building over there is going to be put up for sale as well. That's 301 East Main Street, right across the street. What a history for that building. It goes
Oh.
all the way back to 1883.
We should do a program on that before it sells, Pete.
Right, we should.
That would be fun.
Right, we'll maybe get Dan over here. We know from him being a sports broadcaster, he can probably talk about.
He has the gift of gab.
Right, he can do it.
I would love that.
I think we could convince him to come. All right. Of course, 4th of July activities. We've told you about some of that. We're going to, on Monday, we'll return to that and kind of wrap some things up. We'll tell you what's going on at Oak Hill and Wellston.
Mm-hmm.
We've already given you the rundown on Jackson and MacArthur/Vinton County, but we'll review all that because next week, at the end of the week, that's when all the 4th of July stuff will happen.
Can you believe that
Yeah,
already?
it's fallen on Sunday this year, but the way it works out, because Saturday is such a kind of a recreational day, it's an off day for a lot of people, that's when a lot of the activities will take place.
Okay.
All right, the Jackson Rotary Club had its induction ceremony, or its induction meeting last Tuesday, and our good friend Amanda Crabtree.
Yay, Amanda!
How about that?
Woo!
She is going to be the new president of the Jackson Rotary Club. They inducted her on Tuesday. I think the Rotary year actually starts July 1st, but there she is on the right. And a lot of things happened at the induction meeting. Not only was she inducted and new officers inducted, but they also honored outgoing President Kim Harless.
That's right.
And that is actually Amanda passing an award, the presidential gavel, something that Kim can hang up forever and ever. But
so
Kim,
cute.
of course, was present during, can you imagine being present in a tougher year than last year? You can't have live meetings. You can't easily do fundraisers. You're trying to keep your membership intact. And I can tell you she did a great job doing that.
Did.
And we know from personal experience, knowing her, that Amanda would do a great job as the new Rotary Club president. They meet at the Family Life Center every other week. They're going to start meeting again, though, at the Holzer Medical Center out in the community room. Starting in July. So we'll have a story on that in an upcoming edition of the paper. We want to remind everybody that at Wyman Park in MacArthur will be the subject of a fundraiser Saturday. There will be a Wyman Park Appreciation Day there at Wyman Park. The health department, the Vinton County Health Department, is central on that. They're working with the village to raise money to do upgrades to Wyman Park. Wyman Park is like Eddie Jones Park here.
Oh,
it's the main recreational area. They have equipment and all there, but they want to do more and replace some of the older equipment and do some other things to make Wyman Park a better place. So that is on Saturday there at Wyman Park.
By the way, speaking of Pete, I was yesterday. I didn't have to work lunch at the restaurant and had a bunch of stuff to do in town, and I just wanted to grab like something quick to eat. And so I went through a drive-through, and I was like, where am I going to eat this? And I'm driving, and I was like, it's so pretty. So I went to the Eddie Jones Park, and I sat there on a picnic table and ate, and it was so nice.
Right. Sometimes
I was like, "What? Why? Where has this been all my life? Why have I not thought to do this before?"
You know, it's very nice and shady back there. They have a nice
It
shelter
was
house.
Beautiful, and I got to, some people walked by. I got to talk to a very sweet family with their little kids came and sat in the shelter house, and they were doing the same thing. And I was like, "This is great."
Right. It's often available. So
Yeah. It's like, what? And it's so it's such a good just way to be still for a minute.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then if you want to recreate, get a little exercise, you can walk that bike path.
That's right.
All the way back to the end.
It was just really nice.
That's about a mile walk right there. So that's good for you. Or jog if you need to.
Yeah. Okay. Or not.
Yes, exactly. Okay, and one other thing about the 4th of July we want to tell you about. The Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce, which is attempting to revitalize,
Yes.
After the pandemic. They are going to do the Freedom Fest 5K run. It's instead of on July the 4th, it's going to be on July the 3rd. That's on Saturday morning, starting out at Manpower Park. And right now, in addition to runners, they need volunteers to help do that race the way it has been done in the past. It's been one of the big 5Ks in this part of the state, and they're hoping that it will stay that way. But they need as many volunteers as possible to help with it, not just chamber people, to act as proctors and monitors at intersections and like that to make sure that it's safe for the runners.
Yes.
So contact the Chamber of Commerce co-executive director Kelsey Stewart at 740-418-7613 as soon as possible, because of course that is coming up pretty soon, and the chamber wants that to be,
believe it or not,
be a good and safe event for everybody, the runners and the public. And we do every now and then salutes to our young athletes. Well, we're going to salute some really young athletes, and that is the Jackson County Black Sox. This is a 10U baseball team. 10U meaning ages 10 and under. And the Black Sox won a state championship, not a state runner-up or whatever. And there they are. There they are. And the coaches of the team are Philip Kuhn, Mark Kreischer, and Matt Large. They're standing in the back with those kids. That tournament was in Newark last weekend, and they played some of the best teams from around the state. And I'm talking about all over the state. And when it was over, they were the only team left standing. Congratulations to the Black Sox. We'll have an article about that in our Saturday edition of the Telegram. All right, well, I'm going to do my exit stage right routine, and will you be all right for the rest of the show?
I think I'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
all right,
Pete.
kiddo. Thank you very much.
All right, and Pete's morning, maybe I won't be, I don't know. Pete's morning news update brought to you by us. Here we are. Okay. Let's see. Wait, what'd I do with my weather? There it is. Okay. Weather forecast, Jenna. All right, thank you. All right, our weather forecast looking pretty good for today and, well, actually through the weekend. And good news is that Sunday, rain popped out of the forecast, so we'll take it. For today, mostly sunny skies with highs around 85 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows around 63. And on Friday, partly cloudy with highs around 85. So kind of the same today and tomorrow. Weekend looking a little bit warmer, but look at all that sunshine in the forecast. Yay! And then hopefully that rain holds off till the beginning of your work week. But we could definitely use some rain. So there you go. All right, who's going to talk with me?
I don't know. Who should talk with you?
Ah! I didn't know you were coming!
I couldn't miss the last few days of Main Street TV.
Yay!
Are you kidding me?
And well, I didn't get the memo about the Be Nice shirt.
Well, I wanted to text you, but then it would have given away the surprise.
Oh yeah.
I guess I could have said, "Hey Jamie, throw Jen's
Throw
Be
her
Nice
shirt
shirt in the car."
Well, that would have worked, but yeah.
Oh well.
Well, welcome and congratulations on your new Rotary
people keep
president
congratulating
thing.
me.
I know, you're
Why
like,
are you
wait a minute.
congratulating me? Are you congratulating me because I can't say no? I mean, are congratulations really in order here?
Well, I mean,
but thank you. No, I am looking forward to it.
listen, I will say that you are taking the reins from somebody that is
Hard
to follow. A hard act to follow,
For sure.
but I cannot think of anybody else
Actually,
that
the
could
last
follow that act
two presidents
better
have
than
been
you.
hard acts to follow because Taylor Rose
Yes.
was the president for 2 years. It's a 1-year stint, but she was president, and then the person who was supposed to be president after her took another job and was leaving the community, and so
Surprise,
Taylor.
Yeah.
Surprise, Taylor, you're president again. So she had a 2-year stint, and then Kim Harless after that. And Kim had a tough year, but yeah, so 2 hard acts to follow.
kidding.
But I'm hoping I'm up for the challenge.
You are. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You are fantastic, and you're gonna kill it, girl.
Well, our theme this year is, Rotary is always about service.
survive.
It's always about service. Yeah, right? Survive.
Survive is.
But it's about service, and serving others serves the world.
Right.
Just serving our communities actually helps the whole world. So
Sure.
that is, the theme that we're kind of taking. And our numbers are down, just like every organization, everywhere.
I mean, no one could go to meetings last year.
Right.
Your focus got all shifted and crazy. So
Right. So
not surprising.
members are down, so we're challenging each Rotary member, each one bring one to a meeting or to a fundraiser, or I roped Courtney into helping at the Jackson County Fairgate fundraiser. So if anybody would like to go work at the Fairgate fundraiser, we'd love to have you. James wants to go to the fair.
Wait, Fairgate. That sounds like something you get arrested for. What?
Fairgate. So basically, we're just selling tickets.
I think it means like, yeah, you take tickets at the fair gate, not like Watergate.
Yeah, right? Right? But no, I couldn't not be here this week because...
Well, we're so glad that you are, and it's so great to see you. Although we did get to see Amanda yesterday, and you'll get to... James, when's our video ready?
Well, so the video is 15 minutes long, so you may want to save it for the end.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
Oh, we do have it ready?
It's ready, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we got to see sweet Amanda yesterday because we all ended up at the petting zoo
That's right.
yesterday together.
Unbeknownst to us that we were all going to be there, but
I know. So
my
fun.
sister and my niece, Marin, she's 4 years older in town, and
4 going on 40, by the way.
she is. She really is. Like, she's more of an adult than most of the adults I know. But anyway, she we took her to the petting zoo, and she loved it. So, yeah.
She said, this is so funny. One of the kids said, oh, what did you say? Oh, a kangaroo. And she was like,
It's not a kangaroo. It was like
I'm
a
like, you go, girl.
Patagonian something.
Yeah.
And it looked more like a deer. When it was sitting down, it did have a little bit of a marsupial look to it, I guess.
So this thing, and you'll get to see it on our video. We had so much fun, and we'll get to that in a minute. But so yeah, this thing looked like you took a deer and a rabbit and
And put it together. Yes.
together. I don't know how else to and a
Right.
kangaroo maybe. I don't know how to even describe it.
Right.
And it's a giant rodent basically.
Basically, yeah.
As is a porcupine. Did you know that?
A porcupine is a rodent as well, huh?
Mhm.
Interesting.
But we
I did
got to
not.
meet the sweetest porcupine yesterday that you'll probably ever meet. Big old baby, she
Mhm.
is. Yes.
Uncle H asked Marin if she pet the porcupine, and she just looked at him like, "Are you crazy?
Like, no, that thing has stickers.
Why
and
would you
stuff.
pet a porcupine?"
No, it's
I
not
fed
soft.
it. I fed it. I did not pet it.
We had to laugh though because so many of the animals, like, I mean, obviously they're passing out food to these little kids so that they can feed it. And after a while, the animals are like, I just want a nap. Like, I am so full right now.
Yeah,
I just
need a nap.
want to go to sleep.
At some point, like the animals weren't even taking the food.
No.
The kids were just like dumping the food on
We're like
the animals.
throwing it at them like birdseed.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so.
Well, but yes, so that was a fun day, and my pool is finally in.
By the way, your fence is beautiful.
Thanks, my husband built that.
He did.
Mhm.
So I was over
Yeah.
at Dad's. Well, I've
Handy
been over at
dandy
Dad's a
HD.
few times this week, and
That's what HD stands for, by the way, handy dandy.
handy dandy.
Yeah.
I like it. So yeah, so I was like, oh, it just looks so nice back there. Yeah.
it
So your
is.
pool is good.
And I got up and I did my laps this morning, which is why my hair is all, back. But
So
yeah.
when are we gonna have a
We were
pool
hoping
party?
that maybe tomorrow, for the very last day, we could just hang out at the pool and have the show.
Oh yeah. It's not
Would
a bad
that be
idea.
fun? Why not?
James.
You can do that.
Okay. James is in. I actually think that's a fantastic idea. Are you off tomorrow?
I am. I actually took a few days off.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
so yeah.
you never know what we're going to get
You
into
never
tomorrow.
know what's going to happen here at Main Street TV. And which is, again, okay, getting back to why I wanted to be here today, because like 30 years this
I
show has been
know,
on
right?
cable, right?
Yeah.
And what a service it has been to the community.
I mean, I'd like to think so.
I was thinking last night after, Courtney asked me if I could come today, and I was thinking about like all the highlights of the show, just when I've been involved.
Yeah.
And you
like
and
fun
you and
stuff.
Lou had a show for a number of years,
Yeah.
and that was a great show and had a great following. And then when Total Media purchased Davis Broadcasting,
Yeah.
and we inherited, I will say, at first I poo-pooed the show. I will be honest.
She was a poo-pooer.
I was a poo-pooer. But
She got the old, if you can't beat them, join them philosophy.
well, it wasn't so much that. It was just that after being on the show and then going in public and having people recognize me and tell me how much they liked the show.
Yeah.
Or I can remember like last summer when there was a woman, we had been talking about a book that I had been reading.
Yes.
And a viewer called into the show and said, hey, you were talking about this book. Can you tell me what the title of it was? And I told her. And then she called back like a few weeks later and said, I loved that book so much. Thank you so much for sharing it. And I just feel like we have done such a service to the community beyond just having guests on. And the news is great.
Sure.
Keith has done a fantastic job having the weather, letting people know what's going on with the weather every day. But just, offering something to the community that's local.
Yep.
When we have all the stuff going on in the world.
That's right. And, if you can just bring a smile to someone's face once a day,
Sure.
You're like, cool.
Sure.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
Or, as we've said, bring events, bring the fair to you, bring the Wild Turkey Festival to you, bring the Apple Festival to you. That's what we're here for.
So I made like my top 10 list of my favorite memories.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I think that we should.
Okay.
I'm sure you
Are you
will
gonna
have
make
some
me
to
cry
add,
too again?
add to it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, because I'm already like
because
sappy.
these are things that sure you can watch it on Facebook, you can watch it on social media, but those people who are homebound or just are able to get out very much, a lot of them don't have social media, and so they relied on mainstream TV cable station to get some of their local news and to know what's going on in the community,
right?
And just get to see your beautiful face every day.
Oh,
So my top 10. Well, first of all, you weren't here for this, but because you were on vacation. But when your sister Lillian came to visit.
That was a good one.
That was fantastic.
I mean, we try to keep her locked up, and God, I apologize for whoever let her out of her cage that day. Because Llewellyn gets a little out of control.
She does. So those of you who remember, our very own Porterhouse put on a wig and dressed up as Jen's sister Llewellyn and came and helped host the show one day.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. The last year when nothing was happening because of COVID, we aired all of the graduations for all of the high schools so that people could see that.
That's right.
That was amazing that we were able to do that.
That was huge.
And then also when we went to the fair last year and videoed all of that.
That
was fantastic.
Yep.
So also among my favorites.
Oh, Lordy.
The Apple Festival stroller race.
Oh, yeah.
Which I won, by the way.
She cheated.
This one tried to cheat.
I did not.
Yeah, she tried to cheat.
What?
And I won. So...
I told you I don't know how to diaper a baby. I've never done it before.
That was proven.
that was made
proven.
Blatantly obvious by my attempt at the stroller race.
But then when we had Miss Kennedy come in and we had the ice cream eating contest.
Yes.
And,
and her dad Chad schooled us all.
He did, didn't he?
It was so
we were all getting brain
embarrassing.
freeze. And
he's just like 3 bites in, gone.
What else? When the Tasty Days of Old came, so we would focus on new businesses in town, and the Tasty Days of Old came, and we got to taste test all of that really interesting candy.
All of the, I would say they're outside of the box candies that they had there.
Candies from around the world.
Yes.
Just some unusual things that they have, and then some nostalgic things that they had as well that brought us back to our childhood.
That's right, and they brought that into the 2 girls that have been not eating sugar, so it was a little wild ride for a day or so.
That's right. It was.
I don't know what's happening with my brain right now.
When Ted Witham from the Department of Natural Resources came,
that was
cool.
definitely
He's just so knowledgeable, and he really brought an element to the show, I think. And
loved that one.
Really, just educated so many people on things.
Yep.
And he did a great job. During the pandemic, when people were kind of things were unknown and we didn't know what was happening, and didn't know how things were going to be affected.
That's right.
We brought in Kevin Aston from the health department.
Yep.
We brought in Sheriff Frazier.
Yep.
They came in and talked. And then we had the superintendents from Superintendent Bach and Superintendent Howard both came in and talked about how the schools were being affected and all of that kind of stuff, and their teachers and what their plans were. And then we had mayors from Jackson, Wellston, and Oak Hill all come in.
You know, and that's
I'm
right.
sorry, Colton and Jackson and Wellston.
That's right. And, you know, just trying to keep you all informed of, because everything changed minute to minute.
Right.
It literally did. If you think back about it, now we all kind of know.
Right.
But back then, we were all just sitting on the edge of our chairs.
Sure. Well, from the time when we were discussing in March that the Arnold Classic was going
and
to
how
be,
stupid
and
that
how
was that they
ridiculous that
canceled
was.
it.
Why were they doing that?
What a bunch of idiots. We're going on the free cruise.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. What idiots were we?
Yeah, right.
But so just being able to like keep people updated on that. What else? And the letters to Santa that we did at Christmas time. Wasn't that fantastic when Santa actually came on the air and read letters to Santa and talked to the kids, and Louis from the library came on.
Louis,
Love it every time Louis comes on from the library.
He was just here the other day.
Yeah.
And it was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always a nice guest.
Doll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Except for the day I was hosting and he kept pushing the buttons and turning us off. But that
he
happens.
is a, therapy dog. He's supposed to be helping people out.
That's right.
He was just trying to help you a little bit.
You don't want to see her today.
How about we just put the camera on me?
That's right. That's what he was trying to do.
I'm so cute.
Also, when we went back down memory lane, when we started, when Edward Skinner came on, how fun was that?
So fun.
And then we started talking about like the 90s and cruising and,
yes, all the nostalgic
stuff
that
we did in the 80s.
Stupid stuff in high school that we did. Yeah. In
that
college.
was a lot of fun. Yeah.
High school is a little easier to talk about.
Right? Right?
Can't tell as much stuff about your college.
That's right. That's right.
Jenna.
Jenna,
who's getting ready to
getting ready to go to college.
We'll talk to you later.
That's right. That's right. And then one of my absolute favorite memories was the Marquee Telethon.
Yes.
Being able to bring that to people, not only on social media, but on the Main Street TV on cable, just being able to bring a little bit of sunshine, explain to people what the Marquee does and the Southern Hills Arts Council. And we raised, with that telethon, this station helped the Marquee raise $10,000 to $12,000.
Shut up.
Yeah, with that one event. So this station helped another entity in this town with that. So this station has been a huge, huge part of the community, and hate to see it not on the air anymore. But
I know, but it is what it is, and the powers that be don't want us to be here anymore, and that's totally fine.
So anyway, moving along, those were my favorite things. What have been yours?
Yeah, oh my gosh. See, you're not supposed to put me on the spot like this. Oh gosh. It's one of those things where at the time you probably kind of cuss or dread or whatever, but I do have to say, one of my favorite things, and Jenna got to be part of this, was actually heading out to the fair.
Yeah.
And it's hot and it's miserable and it's hard to carry all that equipment around and whatever. But at the end of the day, because the fair was so important to me growing up, and seeing all those kids with their projects and talking to them and, almost living vicariously through their excitement of I remember how you feel right now. And it was scary and it's fun and it's hard work and whatever. And I remember talking to the kids and just having a good time doing that. And, getting to meet people along the way, talking to the Kentucky Headhunters. I've interviewed them numerous times here on the program. The gang from Confederate Railroad, got to actually hang out on their bus with them. just
Sure.
different things like that. Cool people that you meet along the way.
People, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Different things like that. Doing the Apple Festival Queen contests and the Little Queen, is it fun to stand out in the 95-degree heat up on a forklift that the JCs have fashioned for us? Thank you very much, by the way.
JC.
Which
Jappy.
probably is not the safest thing in the world, just saying, because it really wasn't attached to anything. But standing up there and knowing that you're providing that to people
Right.
that can't
get
get there.
there.
So
yeah, because there are people
Yeah.
who have, they don't like to go out in public. They don't like those big crowds, or maybe they're
Or they
housebound
can't-
and they can't get there.
yeah, they can't, or they're in a wheelchair and it's just
right.
it's not feasible. You get covered up, and I don't care where you would put someone in a wheelchair. It would be tough for somebody
It
to
sure
see
would.
in the downtown streets
Right.
with that many people around.
Well,
so
heck, it's hard to get a stroller through the Apple
Correct.
Festival, let alone a wheelchair. So.
correct. So, yeah, there's like all kinds of things, and let's see. Of course, getting to spend a lot of time with my dad.
Yeah, sure.
That was so cool.
Hello. Yeah.
The guy's forgotten more about radio and broadcasting than
Isn't that the truth?
any of us will ever know.
I learned so much about the mind of Lou Davis working in this studio.
Which is
Like, he's like a mad scientist.
he is.
He really is.
And,
Like, he
yeah.
I didn't know that you could use
A soldering iron to make weird things happen.
right.
Yeah.
Like, I still to this day, I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you make a picture printer become a character generator, like take a snapshot of a page and put it up on the screen? I don't know how that works, but
Neither do I, and it's been there for 20
but
years.
the fact that like you could even, it's like the first time that somebody realized that you could like make a cake. You know what I mean? Like if you put eggs and baking soda and all this stuff together,
And
it's gonna
flour,
make a cake,
yeah.
right?
Right.
That's like the way Lou Davis's mind works.
Yes.
Like, oh well, if I take this and this and this and this, I can broadcast.
But what he does
Really?
though is take things that aren't meant
To
for that. We have a timer over there. You're not even gonna believe
like an egg
this.
timer or something, isn't
No,
it?
it's for a clothes dryer that makes those stuff switch over there. Like I can't make that up. We were trying to figure it out one day, and we Googled it, and it goes to a clothes dryer. I'm like,
I'm
I
telling you.
don't even know. I don't know how he knew that, but whatever. So, yeah,
I'm so
I
glad
mean,
that he used his genius for good and not evil.
I know, right? That is so true. I never thought of that. Yeah. But no, it's been a lot of fun, and you can still see us. We'll be here just in a different manner.
In a different manner.
And that's okay. It's just times are changing, and that's just the way it
It
is.
is what it is. And I guess that's hopefully those people who are not on social media maybe they'll find a way to find us.
Well, and that's the
Or you.
thing. Yeah. I mean, and so we had somebody write in yesterday. Jenna had pointed it out, that asked if we could do like a little tutorial for people that are watching today that may not know how to watch on social media. So
Sure.
there's two ways to do that. You can watch on our Facebook page, but also you can watch on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, youtube.com, and you pull up Total Media, just go, search within YouTube, Total Media, you can watch our shows right there. And that's pretty darn cool stuff. And then you can also, if you go to Facebook, look up Main Street TV. What you'll have to do is you will have to sign up for a Facebook account, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to use it. You can
Sure.
just watch stuff.
Right.
You don't have to participate if you don't want to.
You don't have to accept people's friend requests.
No.
If you don't want to be friends with them, you don't have to be friends with them.
You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just have to sign up.
Right.
But it will ask you like some information. Just set your account to private if you don't want anyone knowing that you're there. And then you can just search for us on Facebook and find us, and you can watch us every day.
And if you are somebody who's watching at home and maybe you don't have a computer.
Right.
Maybe you don't have an email address, but you have a smart TV.
Right.
You can still get to YouTube on your smart TV.
See, and that's the thing, and that's what I was telling James about too, is my TV already came built in, and it's an older TV with a YouTube app. So you just pull up, go to your YouTube app on your TV, just search Total Media, and you will be able to find us and watch those shows every day.
That's right.
Because we download them every day.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
Sure.
So they are downloaded every day, so you won't be able to watch it like at 9, but you want to click that subscribe button, because once we get to a certain point, we have enough subscribers, there might be us have the possibility to go live, so the show would be live at the times that we go live. So definitely subscribe to it, get your family, your friends, everybody to subscribe, but you can just go in if you have that smart TV and look it up on YouTube.
Right. So there is a subscribe button. And then there's also like a little bell button, right? It's a bell. And then that gives you notifications.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you know when something gets posted.
That lets you know when the show is ready to be seen. So yeah, if we get enough subscribers on YouTube, they will allow us to hopefully do the show live and do some other cool stuff.
Right.
So we need you to subscribe to our YouTube page.
Absolutely.
Yep. And so anyway, and if you're really good, like if you have a newer phone and a newer TV, you can just hit the mirror your phone to your TV button. It just mirror it, and you can still watch on your TV. Did you know that?
I had an idea that I've not done it because technology scares me sometimes.
See, you just where it says if you have an iPhone,
but I have not used
if you do screen mirroring, then it will pull up, like it will recognize your TV in your house, and you just hit it, and
that's technology is just fantastic, is it not?
So you can actually still watch our show on your television through your phone or your computer if you if it makes it more like realistic to you. Or once again, you can listen to the radio, which a lot of people do. And if you're outside of our area, you can download that Total Media Radio app and still download and still
lots
listen.
of ways to still hear and listen.
That's right. So we are going to be here for you no matter what. You know, it's so fun to hear the people that have said, hey, I was listening to you in Europe, or I was listening to you in Florida or Costa Rica, or I was in Jamaica on vacation and we still got to watch your show every day.
Well, and it's funny because
how cool is that?
My sister's in town. She lives in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I was asking her last night, I was like, Andrea, so what were your favorite? Because she watches from Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool.
And I asked, so what are your favorite episodes, or what were the favorite things that you remember? And so she was like going through her own little laundry list of the episodes that she liked. And so yeah, there are people all over who have connections to Jackson that watch that are not just.
That's right. And I think that's the again, we are your channel, right? So. And it's so fun, like Angie Skinner that came in and we were reminiscing. She was in the restaurant with some high school friends the other day, and we were reminiscing again, but we were also talking about the fact that she lives down in North Carolina, but she said, I can turn on your station or just tune in, you know, however you would listen via social media or whatever. And she's like, it keeps me, I feel like I still am part of Jackson.
Right.
I feel like I know the area and like things that are going on in the news and all of that. And she's like, it just keeps me, because she comes here to visit her mother. And so she kind of keeps up on what's going on. And so that's cool. So, you know, that's what we're here for.
Right.
And to bring you events and bring you festivals and fairs and show you good Jackson people doing good, like, you know, Nicole Regal.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, are you kidding me?
I went to the movie Friday night, and I got to listen to her, and what a story.
She is so cool.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what we're all about is promoting our small towns, not just City of Jackson, but Jackson County,
our
area,
area.
Benton County,
Yeah.
and keeping the roots going, making sure that everybody's roots are planted here,
Hey,
no matter
Jennifer.
where they are.
Yes.
I just got a comment because you were talking about it. I thought I'd share. Somebody just said that they're watching from Florida right now on vacation.
Yay! See? There you go. You can keep up on it.
That's right.
Yep. And so that's good. That's, again, the cool part about it. And, being on, streaming on the social media sites has definitely enabled us to bring our area to the world. Strangely enough, I mean, obviously we're not, don't have this worldwide following or anything, but the capabilities are there and endless. So we look forward to all of the great things that we can continue to do. And we do hope that you do thank our sponsors that have stuck with us through all of this madness, and will hopefully continue to stick with us through all of this madness. And we do have, some exciting things coming up. Do believe we have a new studio in the works and fun things like that. So, yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's sad times, but it's exciting times too.
It is sad.
Can I add one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Miss Courtney.
One more thing I'd like to add is we also bring late breaking news, and I just got some.
Uh-oh.
Apparently there is a wreck on 35. I'm not sure what area of 35, but they have requested, if possible, to avoid it. There is a multiple semi-crash. So if you are going to be traveling 35, you might try to find a back way because it's pretty busy.
You don't know which end of 35?
I do not. They called Pete, and Pete called us, so...
Okay.
Well, but
if we get any more information on that in the next couple of minutes, we will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring that to you.
And that's a good point. You do have the ability to do that, and I hope prayers for all of those people involved, and hope everyone is okay.
That does not sound good at all.
No. Don't we have a video we need to play?
Oh yeah, we do, don't we? So yeah, let's play our video. So
it is right by Caves Road.
By Caves Road. Okay.
Great.
Shocker.
Okay.
Okay. So toward the Chillicothe way. Okay. Well, again, prayers for everyone, and we will keep you updated as if we know anything. All right. So Miss Jenna and I and James went down to
Triple J.
JJ and J went down to the petting zoo yesterday. It was a part of the Jackson City Library summer reading program. Got to talk to our good friend April, but they had it on Lillian's lawn. And what is Lillian's lawn? Well, Lillian's lawn is at, of course, the Lillian Jones Museum, the grassy area out there. So thanks to the friends at Barker Farms for bringing all of their critters. But boy, the most important thing was that the kids were just having fun. And hopefully you'll get to see some of that. So let's head on over to the video, and we'll see you on the other side. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Lillian Jones Museum. And we call this Lillian's Lawn, don't we?
Lillian's Lawn, yep.
That's right. And we are here today with our good friend April from the Jackson City Library. And April, what are we seeing here today? It's a petting zoo.
Yes, we got the Barker Farms Petting Zoo is here. I think they're out of Ironton. They're not too far from here. This is the third time that we've hosted them. Once here before and once over at Manpower Park. So this is part of our summer reading program. Due to COVID, we've kind of had to scale back some, so we're doing a big event every other week instead of every week like we normally would. So this week is the big event, and kids love it.
As you can tell, they love it. So whose idea was this to do the petting zoo? Because the library is doing so much fun stuff this summer.
Yes, our director, Roger Donaldson, he reached out. Like I said, this is the third time we've had them. So he reached out years ago when we first had him, and then we've stayed in touch with them. You follow their Facebook page, and they actually have events that you can drive through and do at their establishment as well.
You know, this is so cool, and we're going to take you around and show you a few of the animals and then maybe talk to some little kids as well.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for putting on this event. And it again is we are at the Lillian Jones Museum in Lillian's Lawn, we call it, right?
Yep.
All right. And April, thank you so much for taking
You're
time
welcome,
to talk
Jennifer.
with us. And we're going to go find us some animals.
All right, have fun.
All right. Well, our first person here to talk to today is.
Carter Chavez.
And Carter, you are having a blast here talking to these animals, right?
Yep.
And what is your, you're here with the YMCA. That's really cool.
Yep.
All right, so what animals have you gotten to see so far?
I've gotten to see the camel, the llama, and I'm about to see the porcupine.
That porcupine is kind of scary. It's got like big, long, spiky things. That's pretty cool. So did you get to feed anything?
Got to feed pretty much everything except the porcupine.
All right, so what's your favorite animal here so far?
The camel.
All right. I think he's pretty cute. What's his name?
Something camel.
Mr. Camel. Is it Joe?
Yeah, Joe.
It's Joe. All right, well, thank you for talking with us, and go have fun petting the porcupine.
I will.
All right.
Hi, Jenna here. I have a large group of friends. Can you all tell me your name?
I'm Cooper. DJ. Piper.
Adriana. One more time.
Adriana.
You too?
Nathaniel.
Ellie. Maddie.
You guys.
Roddy.
Hannah. Ashley.
All right, so obviously we have a great group of kids here all at the Lillian Jones Museum for the petting zoo. Have you guys seen a bunch of animals yet today?
Yeah.
Has anyone fed an animal?
Yes.
Was that fun?
Yes.
Awesome. Does anyone have a favorite?
No.
Yes. What's your favorite?
The camel, he ate all the food.
I love that. All right, you turn.
The deer. The camel.
I have a question.
You have a question?
My question is, do humans count as one of the animals? Because my cousin is here.
I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could count them. One more.
The llama.
I love the llama too. All right, you too?
I just heard this. If you look at the llama in the eyes, it will spit at you.
I don't know if I want that to happen, so thank you for warning me. Well, guys, thank you so much for talking to me. I hope you have fun.
I have one more thing to say.
One more thing?
I like Minecraft.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
All right, well, we are here with royalty, and some of you may know this fine young lady here. She's not the horse queen, but she is this year and last year's Little Miss Apple Festival queen, right?
Yeah.
Tell everyone who you are.
I'm Kennedy Niddle, the 2019 Apple Festival queen.
And you are not a queen today. Well, I mean, you are the queen, but you're not here representing today. You're just having fun, right?
Yeah.
And what have you been doing here at the petting zoo?
We're just petting the animals. We're not really feeding them.
Well, how come?
I have no idea.
All right, and what animals have you seen so far, and what's been your favorite?
I just seen the cow, but the ones that I just have seen is the rabbit.
Yeah, that's a big rabbit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Liam.
And Liam, what's your favorite animal here so far?
How did they get the camel in here from all the way from the desert to Jackson?
I don't know the answer to your question. What do you think? Did someone ride it here?
Well, if they rode it here, it'll be like a long time.
It would be a long time, wouldn't it?
They actually carried it inside that truck.
Yep. They have a big trailer over there, don't they? That's probably a much better explanation. What's your name?
Austin.
All right, Austin, what's your favorite thing here?
Well, the rabbit I really like.
Yeah, he's just right over here, and he is a big, big bunny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. All right, well, is there anyone else that wants to tell their favorite animal? What's your name?
Landon.
And Landon, what's your favorite animal?
A llama.
I like the llama too. He's pretty darn cute. So, well, Kennedy, thanks for rounding up some friends for us today.
You're welcome.
All right, and we'll see you soon, and get back to petting some animals, you guys. Have some fun.
Okay.
All righty.
Excuse me, sir. I'm really interested to know, what species are you? He's not very talkative today.
All right, well, we're here with our friend the camel. One kid said his name is Joe. Not sure about that, but he is, I'm getting a little complex, only interested in whoever has the food. But we were going to try to talk to him, so let's see. Let's see if he'll talk to us. Hey, I have food over here. Oh, yeah, okay. You want some? Oh, nope, not going to talk. Only interested in the food.
Jenna here again. I'm with some more friends. Can you guys tell me your names?
Emily. Jayliana. Lily. Gannon. Liam Minier. Bronson. Hunter. Gideon. Michael David Lee Clarkson. Blake Cantor.
All right, and you guys are here with the YMCA, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Have you guys seen any animals yet?
Yes.
Do you have any favorites?
Yes.
Does anyone tell me about their favorite?
My favorite is that one.
The camel?
Yeah.
I like the camel too. He was super sweet. Do you know his name? Does anybody know his name? Somebody told us his name was Joe, but we don't know if that's true or not.
I know my favorite. I think it is Camely.
I think that's a great name for a camel. I'm going to stick with that one too.
I know it.
You know?
It's Cammy.
That'd be a good name too. Did you say you had a favorite animal too?
Yes. It's the llama.
I like the llama.
I think my favorite is the piggy.
I like the pig too. It was so sweet. All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
My favorite is the porcupine.
What'd you say?
I think my next favorite is the porcupine because it's not that spiky. My favorite is my favorite is I know the llama's name. I think it's Lena. My favorite. The bunny. I think the bunny's name is Lena.
Well, you're not going to believe who we found here at the petting zoo, and that's our own Amanda.
Hi, guys.
Hey, and her sweet niece, Marin. And can you say hi to all our viewers?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. And Marin, you've been walking around here seeing all the animals. What have you been thinking about them?
I've been thinking about feeding them.
You're thinking about feeding them, and what do you feed them? Well, they have food over here in those little cups, don't they?
Yeah. They feed them animal food.
Animal food. Why did we not think of that? Yeah.
Out of the mouth of babes, right?
Right. And we're here with the llama, and have you gotten to pet the llama yet?
No.
Have you gotten to pet anything yet?
Yes.
What's your favorite so far?
The llama.
Okay, and he's right behind you. You want to reach around and pet him? Okay, we're going to reach around here, see if we can pet him. Yeah, there you go. Very good. Good job, Marin. All right, well, we'll let you get back to petting some of the animals. And Miss Amanda, it's always good to see you.
Always fun to see you guys.
All right, thank you for talking to us.
You're welcome.
All righty. All right, so we are here with one of the most fascinating animals I've never seen in my life. And what is it?
This is an African crested porcupine.
A porcupine. That sounds a little scary. And what's your name, first off?
It's Terry Barker, the Barker Farm.
Yeah, and these are all your critters around here. This is so cool.
Yes, they're all ours. Me and my son and his wife, we have, I think we have 30 different animals is what we have right now.
That's so cool. And what possessed you to come up with the animals and do the traveling petting zoo? I mean, this is something that you just don't see every day.
Well, my son started off, he wanted a camel, and his wife was the one that came up with the idea of the petting zoo. She said, well, if we get a camel, let's make it pay for itself or see if we can. And then it just started growing from there. And that's what she sits around and just looks at exotic animal sites all night long is what she does. and just one after another is where it came into play there.
So tell us about the porcupine, because I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought porcupines walked around with their, what are they called?
Quills.
Quills.
This is an African crested porcupine. She's the largest breed of porcupine there is. She's about 30 pounds. They say they can get up to 50 to 60. Yes. Her quills start to, if you go towards her tail, you can pet her quills fine. Now, if you go backwards, they can stick you. She has the good ones Those are the ones that protect her.
Ooh.
And when she's excited, when she's not asleep like this, these will stick up all the way around like this, just row after row, and that's how she protects herself. And I don't know if you heard that. They have this rattler back here.
Oh.
She shakes that tail like that to ward off predators, but she does it when she's playing and stuff too. But they're a nocturnal animal. That's the reason she's got her belly full. She's wanting to sleep. And she's like...
I feel the same way she does most of the time.
She's a friendly little animal. She's litter trained. She'll use a litter box.
Really?
She's the largest breed of porcupine, but she's also the third largest rodent. So makes her where she wants to chew on stuff. Like we said, we kept her in the house up until the first year, until she ate through the first door. And then we had to find different arrangements for her. But you can't get mad at animals doing what they're supposed to do. And they burrow under the ground. She's got the feet that's made for burrowing. See how they got the sharp claws there for digging?
Yes.
And they can dig pretty good. And then there'll be 2 or 3 families of them live together in the same burrow. And they hunt at night. They come out and forage. And in the wild, they look for a lot of roots and leaves and stuff like that and grasses. But she gets about all fruits and vegetables. Her favorite's probably corn on the cob, and then about everything else. One thing that surprised me with her, she doesn't like tomatoes. And she doesn't like cucumbers or bell peppers, but the tomatoes surprised me. And her eats about everything else. Corn on the cob's probably her favorite. But we've had a good time with her. One thing, too, she's born on February the 14th.
She's a Valentine's baby porcupine. This is so cool. I will admit I've never seen a porcupine in real life, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that and to see all these other animals out here today. And more importantly, not for us, but for the kids.
Yes, we've had a good crowd here, and they act like they was very interested, and a very good crowd, too. So we have a good time with them.
Well, very good. And if anyone would be interested in maybe having you come out and about, how would they do that?
Just go online on Facebook to Barker Farm, and that's how the appointments and all are made there, and which we have the petting zoo, the traveling petting zoo, or they can come to the farm there, and we have a sloth encounters too, and has the little animals in the sloth encounter, all the chameleon, the prairie dog, tarantula, the snakes.
No, thank you.
The iguana, and then the 2 monkeys and all are on in that. So it's a pretty good, people seem to really enjoy that also.
Well, very good. Well, thank you so much for introducing us and allowing us to spend some time with you today.
Well, I thank you.
Of course. Well, Jenna, this has been a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, for sure.
And, we asked the question to all the kids, but what was your favorite animal?
Oh, I loved the porcupine. So sweet. He's like a little dog.
He was telling us off the camera that that porcupine actually is just like a dog, and like if you sit down, she'll actually crawl up in your lap and lay down.
I think I'd like that.
Not quite as cuddly as a puppy, though.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I have to admit, my favorite was what was the cow kind of looking thing?
I have no idea.
I forget what it was called, but that was my favorite. So anyway, but thanks to the folks at Barker Farms, thanks to the folks at the Jackson City Library for putting this on. And it was a lot of fun spending time with some kids today and the animals on this beautiful sunshiny day. So thanks for helping out.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's throw her back to the studio now. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right.
Wow, that was
so
awesome.
Fun? They were so
many
cute.
Kids there.
I'm just gonna tell you, when I first pulled up, I got there a little bit before 2, and I was like, wow, there's a pretty good group of kids, and then all of a sudden it was just like, wow,
right?
Here they came, and there was it took us a little while to get our video because we couldn't get near any of the animals for a long time.
Sure.
Because the kids were so excited and they were feeding them, and each one, of course, wanted to sneak a pet, and so that's good.
Yep. And I saw Tim Harvey there from the Y, so it looks like they brought the Camp Awesome kids there, and how awesome is that they're able to do those things as well, and lots of people just independently coming and enjoying Lillian's lawn and the animals.
That's right.
What a great day.
It was a perfect, beautiful day to have a petting zoo. It's great for the animals, great for the kids, and great for all of us that got to participate in it. The animals, okay, so I just have one question. And I asked this yesterday and no one could answer it. And I should have asked the folks from the zoo, but like, that camel's got big teeth, right?
Right.
The cow has big teeth. Oh, thank you. Like, how do they keep them from biting? Like, okay, Mr. Camel or Llama, I don't want you to bite these kids.
Well, but what about, I mean, a horse is the same way, right? Horses have big teeth.
Yeah, and if you
when you
get your fingers in the wrong spot, you get bit. Trust me, I know.
That's why you
That's why you keep your hand flat,
right?
But I will tell you that it was so fun. That little cow thing, and I forget what it was called, I wanted to take him home.
Yeah.
And literally, like, he could live in my house.
Aww.
He was so cuddly and just so sweet and just so gentle and just fun. I was like a little kid. I'm like, get out of my way, little kids. I'm coming through.
Jen's gonna have her own petting zoo out of
her house. Out the Ratcliffe Ranch. It probably wouldn't surprise me.
Will it have a porcupine? Will there be a porcupine there? That's what I want to know.
I don't know about the porcupine. Although he said that she's just like a big dog. Like he said, if you just like go and sit on the lawn, she'll curl up in your lap and go to sleep and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Oh shoot.
Well, we do need to get out of here for, I guess, ever. That's kind of creepy to say. Jenna's eyes just got really big. But before we do that, over the years, we've had any number of wonderful sponsors that have been with us for a long time. So did want to thank Mark Carmen and the gang at Carmen's Used Cars. Also, our friends at Holzer Health System, the Jenkin Care Community, Oates, Heiser, Miller, Weigand, and Clag. Can't forget that one. Of course, Chip and Kathy Smalley at the shop. Our friends at Wagner Rental and Supply. Of course, the Holzaffel family, the filling station, the store at Broadway and Penn and Wellston, Quick Stop and Handy Mart, Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty, Monroe's Collision, the City of Jackson, Visitors and Convention Bureau, and also, of course, where Amanda is now,
Benton County National Bank, Jackson County Banking Center.
That's right. And always been here with us along the way and helping us.
Did you mention Callahan's?
I thought so, but maybe I didn't. Callahan Hardware, of course.
How could we forget Jeff, Sam, and the gang at Callahan's?
Right. That's right. Thank you.
Friendliest bunch in town.
They are. All your support over the years, much appreciated. So. All right, well, we probably have to get out of here for the day. Do not forget that we will continue on social media, whether it be you watch us on YouTube, whether it be you watch us on Facebook, or listen to us on one of the local radio stations. You can download that Total Media Radio app and listen at 105.3. And so there's any number of ways to still get us, but we will not be here on the cable after today. So I guess thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
And thanks for, bringing us into your homes. And I know I'm not here anymore, but I did enjoy my time with Total Media, and so grateful that we were able to go, you invited us into your homes and we were able to be a part of your daily lives.
Yeah, and we hope that we made you smile along the way.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, now I'm gonna get emotional again, so gotta leave.
We'll give her big hugs.
Thank you all for the last 30 years or so, and we appreciate it. But we'll still be here, so just tune in a different way.
That's right.
Yep. That's right. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you sometime on the other side.
Bye-bye.